day yesterday and is having a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, wherever you are as the day has been going today. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Cam. So let's jump right into it. As we can see here, with the overnight session really trading back below yesterday's high. Yesterday at the end of the day, if we just do a little bit of a recap here, we had a late day push up into this gap that we had, right? The gap was from this high here, closed a bit of the gap, but seemed to put in some excess up at the top. Market did not hold going into the close, settled basically right on the balance high, right where these three local highs were at, and has since traded lower. We did get a little bit of news this morning, and that is kind of what is trading the market a bit lower here. We can see if we look at the investing.com, we had continuing jobless claims come in today and the GDP as well. And they were both better than expected, which is, we're kind of back in that 2020 era, so to speak, where we're getting this good news is bad news type situation, right? Where the Fed is trying to cool the market off or tame the market, and it just seems like the market's kind of brushing it off, and they're like, nah, we're good, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. And so the Fed is not really the biggest fan of that, and we're kind of seeing the effects of that here. We're seeing that the the bad news is good news type situation here. So now we're back in balance. And so what I want to do this morning is go ahead and talk a little bit about these profiles that we've seen while we're in balance. And so I don't know if we can zoom in a little bit so we can see where the open of every profile is at. So we can see this profile opens lower, and we're going to start with this profile on the balance. And so we're going to call this a neutral profile, or the kind of starting of the profile. Adam, good morning. Uncle Stacy, good morning. And so when we rank these profiles, or when we talk about these profiles, we'll look and see where the open is at, right? And so we have this open, this opens inside value and then closes below value. So we can just kind of assume that this profile here is a bearish profile or a negative profile, right? Sellers are in control here. And we get, something similar the next day, right? The open is here, the close is here. So we opened actually above value, closed below value. So we get another kind of negative profile here. And then the next day, we have this open here, inside value, strong close, above value, but not above the range. And so this profile gets more of a neutral profile, right? And I know it seemed like yesterday is like, oh, fucking all hats are off. This thing's just gonna go to the sky. Um, and we did have 100-point range, right? Really, really wide range yesterday. And it seemed like, oh, it's just gonna keep going up. But this meeting this resistance into the close is really kind of disheartening for the upside, right? And so today, really kind of what I'm looking for is to see if we're going to get more of this, or if this, or if our kind of thought process is correct. And yesterday was just, a bit of short covering, right? If we look at the overnight session from the previous day, we can see right here's the close. Overnight was pretty much 100% net short, and then the market opened up above all of this inventory, tried to check below, and then you had, people try to short early on, saw them get stopped out here in these single prints, and then the market just trended higher. And we saw them try to defend the balance high, weaker handed traders, and it looked like that kind of buyer, moved up and realized that they could take advantage of the shorter time frame traders, and then ended up taking all of their stops up here. met by the, what's up? Oh, good morning. For the overnight, for the overnight, it's. I mean, it is wide, yeah. Um, but we have seen, we've seen a lot wider profiles. Like this one's 14, this one's 15, this one's 17. So relatively in this balance zone, it's actually kind of um small compared to the other ones. Um, but so when we get met with this resistance late on in the session like that, the key here really is to watch how the market opens up, right? So if we have overnight inventory 100% net short, if there is a correction to to overnight inventory to start the day, which there is decent odds, we want to pay attention to the internals and see if the rest of the market is going to be participating